I'm going to throw together a potato ham soup or whatever I find to put in this soup. We're just gonna throw it in there. I don't have a recipe. You can do that too. If I can do it, you can do it. So let's get started. Okay, if you want to follow along with me, I've got 6 very small potatoes that I washed. We like the potato skins, left them on there. I diced these, immersed them in water, covered them, and I cut my stovetop eye onto medium and boiled them about 15 minutes. Because we're going to boil these a little bit longer, so you do want to just cut it off at 15 minutes on that. I have this new dicer that I absolutely love, an electronic dicer. It's a Toastmaster, and you can order that on Amazon, and I will post a picture of the actual box at the very end for those of you interested. But this is the first time that I had actually tried it. This is all new to me. The only problem I had to begin with was trying to figure out how to get the container off and the lid on. But once I kind of got the hang of it by the end of this recipe, I absolutely loved this. It saved me so much time. And this would make a great little gift for someone who has arthritis in their hands and has a hard time using the knife. And I actually do have a hard time sometimes. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and moving on. Now, I have boiled these potatoes, and I went ahead and poured most of the water off. I left about 2 inches, maybe 2 to 3 inches on the bottom. I'm going to add some milk to this, just as if you were making potato soup. I'm guessing, I don't measure this, but I think I added probably about 1.5 to 2 cups to start with. Now we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 heaping tablespoon of cornstarch. Give it a stir. Now if you don't have cornstarch, you can actually take flour and put it in some cold water and mix it really good until it forms like a paste. And if I were going to do that to this recipe, I would have done probably just 2 tablespoons of flour to about 1/2 cup of water and made a paste with it. I'm adding half of that yellow onion that I diced. Now I am dicing about 3/4 to 1 cup of carrots in my handy dandy little fancy Toastmaster dicer. And I'm still struggling a little bit getting it off, but maybe that's because it's brand new. I really like this. I love that it shredded the carrots, because before I've always done it by hand. And I don't know why I don't buy some of these newer gadgets. I'm just old school, and I've always just used my hands and what I have. And you can do that too, but it did save my hands. Okay, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of celery, and I do freeze my celery. Just a tip for you guys: when you buy that celery for one recipe, don't throw the rest out. Just dice it up and freeze it. It works just fine. Now, I have got this turkey ham that we buy quite often from Publix. I believe you can get it sometimes at Walmart. And you can use regular ham if you want to. You can use even kielbasa or smoked sausage in this. I would think it would be great. But I'm going to use this ham, and I'm going to cut it in 2. And the great thing about this ham is this will make 2 meals to feed probably even a family of 4 in a recipe like this, but definitely for a family of 2. This makes 2 meals. Now I'm going to take half of that ham, and I'm going to dice it. And this tastes so good. It really tastes very close to regular ham, in my opinion. And not as salty either, so it's really great. I'm going to add this to the pot. I did add about another half a cup of milk to this because I like soup and I wanted this to be soupier. Okay, now I'm going to add some white cheddar cheese. I love this cheese. You can get this at Aldi's. I think it's a new item. I'm almost sure it is. I shop there frequently, and this is wonderful. So I added about a half a cup of white cheddar cheese. Give it a stir. And we're not done yet. Grab the salt and pepper. Lots and lots of pepper. Okay, so I went ahead and used a chicken breast that I had. I boiled it, shredded it, but you could always use some leftover chicken in this. This would be a great soup to utilize some leftover chicken. I put that in there as well. I think I should call this everything but the kitchen sink soup, but it really turned out great. Okay, so I put 1 teaspoon of minced garlic in this. Now some parsley. And this parsley I actually grew over the summer and dehydrated, and it turned out great. And I actually used about 3 or 4 good little pinches of these leaves to throw in here. Now you can use fresh parsley in this. I think that would be so good. Or if all you have is store-bought parsley, ground parsley, I would add about 1.5 teaspoons to this. Now while I'm adding all of this, I did turn my stovetop eye off because I didn't want to overcook those potatoes and get them mushy. We're going to let this cook and come to a full rolling boil for about 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. Do not walk off and leave this. You have cheese in this and you put cornstarch in it to thicken. And also there's milk. It could scorch, so you want to keep stirring. And when I say stirring, you're just moving it around. You don't want to get your potatoes mushy. And this turned out perfect. My husband just went on and on about this. He really liked the soup. And it's so colorful. I love when food is colorful. Yum. And voila. Here's the first bowl. Let's see what this tastes like. Oh, y'all, this is good. I'll definitely try to post the recipe for you, what I put in there, because you're going to want to make this. Oh, this is so good. I wanted to make fried cornbread with it, but it's just been one of those days. Y'all have a good evening, and I'm going to go finish eating this bowl of soup. And by the way, my husband just went on and on about the soup. He loved it, and I'm definitely going to write my recipe down.